Welcome, everyone, to the midnight rite of 4 rituals to change your life, which as I think about it, it's technically 5 because we do 2 in the one day, but nonetheless, it's sort of half and half. So we are going to make the second half of our potion tonight. If you already started yours, no problem. If you haven't started yours yet, and this is your first pass at it, no problem at all. But what you're going to want to do if you've already made your potion for the morning or for noon rather, is you're going to want to fish your crystal out of your potion using a long handled spoon so that you don't have to put your fingers in the water. If you haven't got any kind of squeamishness about that, no problem. The water is going to be drunk tomorrow. But if you want, you can use a spoon to remove your stone. And we're going to have a different chant than the one that we did this afternoon, and a little bit different way of holding the intention. Whereas this afternoon's strength was in the power of the sun to melt away, burn away, or illuminate the shadows of our obstacles. Tonight's rite is to call in the power of the stars. In the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple, one of the things that we do is we each cultivate, all of the priestesses cultivate relationships with star guides. That is, constellations, planets, or cosmic bodies that resonate with us or that we've always felt a closeness with or affinity for. So tonight we're going to be calling in our star guides. And if you haven't ever decided or connected to know who your star guide is, no worries, because the whole sky is full of stars and there's a waxing moon, and the waxing moon is everyone's friend. So go ahead and envision that tonight when we're doing this ritual, we're calling in all of that star power, the energy of the stars, the planets and cosmic bodies that are benevolent toward us, that have always shone down on us, that have always sent us starry energy and life force. Belief in cosmic allies and otherworldly beings and celestial beings is characteristic of many different earthly traditions. So tonight we're just going to tap into whatever part of our own bloodline, our own DNA, and our own ancestral history stood like we are and looked up at the stars and knew that there was holiness there. So taking your stone in your hand, we're going to place this stone at our solar plexus. And we're going to envision that we're calling the starlight into our bellies, empowering us, uplifting us, rejuvenating anything that feels distressed, distracted, or disjointed. We're going to envision this as we chant aloud, magical night and mystical right. I call upon the power of starlight. So I'll lead us in this chant, and we'll be envisioning the stars coming into us, coming into our stone for a few minutes, and then we're going to place those stones in the water and envision all power, life force, upliftment going into the potion. And then we'll be done with our ritual for tonight, and we'll put our potions in the fridge so that we can drink them tomorrow morning. Now, at our earlier session, I invited everyone to think about a daily practice you can start tomorrow. Maybe it would be just writing an affirmation and putting it on your mirror so that you say it every day. Or maybe it might be taking a moment to light a stick of incense every single day, or maybe it might be something else that's similarly small, bite-sized, and doable so that you'll want to do it and you'll feel confident that you can do it every day. And we're just going to remember that if we ever forget a day, we're going to just pick it back up the very next day, and we're not going to judge ourselves, because this is about transforming our habits, and that doesn't happen overnight. So it takes time and patience, and we're teaching ourselves to love our way into transformation rather than to punish our way into transformation. It's a whole other way of approaching change. So placing your stone at your solar plexus, going to chant, magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. One more. Magical night and mystical right, I call upon the power of starlight. Take your stone and place it into your jar. If this is your first time performing the ritual today, then place the water also in the jar. If this is your second time performing your ritual today, you might already have your water in your jar, and that's okay too. And now we're going to just allow this water for the next few minutes to gather the rays of the moon, which are just now coming between the trees of my yard, and the rays of the stars to gather in this water as we envision ourselves taking that next step tomorrow and pushing forward with our new daily practice that will remind us that we can do what we've set out to do. So conjure that image of yourself in all days, in all different ways over the next few months doing this daily practice as your potion is infused with the rays of the moon and the stars. Envision yourself smiling, happy, feeling relieved and accomplished as step by step your aspiration becomes reality. If your transformation involves a change of routine or habit, think about how much fresh life force will be available to you when you make this change. Think about how awake and alive the cells of your brain will feel at the novelty and excitement of something new. Just like the good feeling of fresh sheets on your bed, or moving your furniture around, or rearranging an altar. Rearranging your life is a pleasure. we often have no idea how much of our life force is stuck or stagnating inside of the piles of habits that we carry around in our minds. Just like taking that pile and putting it in the washer and the dryer and then folding it and putting it away, there's so much satisfaction. We're going to take 2 more minutes to really lock the vision in of what we're changing and transforming with a small, subtle, but important change in our day-to-day lives. And now, if you need to pour the water from a bowl into a jar with a lid, you can do that. Or if you just have it in its jar already, you can put the cap on so that none of the magic evaporates out. And just take a moment with your candle, reflecting on how you're bringing the light from this summer solstice or winter solstice, wherever you are, into your heart. And how the light of this solstice, whether it's the bright, sharp, hot sunlight of summer, or whether it's the relatively cool, birthing light of winter, this light is going to empower the next wave of our goals. And we've captured it in a magical elixir. So tomorrow, when you get up in the morning, I'm going to put mine in the fridge so it'll be nice and cold. And I'm going to drink my potion. And I recommend that you do the same. Wake up in the morning, drink your potion, do whatever your daily practice is for the first time, if that's the right time of day for it. And if what you need to do is your practice will take place later in the day, still drink your potion in the morning so that you're empowered with your first steps in this second half of the year. This week is the full moon a great time for us to make this next wave of change. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Thanks for staying up, you night owls. And I will look forward to hearing about how everything goes in our group in the next couple of weeks. I'll post the homework for what to do in preparation for fall equinox or for September equinox pretty soon. Take care, everyone, and good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank
Night.
you.
Thanks, Yasha.
Happy
night.
Night.
solstice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank
Good,
you.
everybody.
Good
Bye. Blessings.
sisters. Good night.
Good night.